What is up, everybody? Kevin Iole here. The Sphere is only 7 days away right now. Suga Sean O'Malley will be in the main event of, I think, what's going to be the biggest show of the year. Everybody thought it was going to be UFC 300. I got a tour of that setup. Oh, my God. When people see this show, it is going to be incredible. Joining me now is the champ, Suga Sean O'Malley. He will fight Merab Dvalishvili in the main event. Minus 110 each way at DraftKings Sportsbook. Sean, how are you? Welcome.
I am doing fantastic. Did you get the tour in Dana's office, or did you get the actual Sphere tour?
No, nobody's in. Nobody. I got the tour in the office downstairs and the little round thing.
I haven't even seen that. I just heard you guys talking about it, so yeah, I haven't seen it either, or yet.
I think I'll tell you what. And I can't give away a lot, right? But the fighter walkout are what I'm really looking forward to, right? So I think that's going to be fun. I want to ask you this, Sean. I think that, I said this to Dana yesterday when we were doing the tour. I think this card is a setup for you to kind of take that next level to stardom and maybe peak up at the top, where they're using this Sphere and all the accoutrements and all the hype that's going around the venue to give you the stage to, show off and potentially, reach that next level of stardom. Do you buy that? And do you feel like this will be the vehicle to maybe take you up to that next high level?
Yeah, I think I do think that'll be. I'll probably sit in here and do this interview real quick. I'm gonna do this interview real quick. I do think that you can stay in here. I do think that this will be, every fight gets me to that next level. Obviously, going out there knocking out Aljo really kind of put me up to where I wanted to be. Going out there putting on a masterclass performance against Cheeto in Miami, headlining it, biggest bantamweight history or fight in history. And now headlining the Sphere. Yeah, I mean, it's just a step closer to where I want to be. We're competing with boxing. We're competing with Canelo Alvarez, the biggest Mexican boxer, the best boxer alive right now. We're competing head to head with them. A little friendly competition, but I think this fight leading up to it is going to be a massive fight. But I think come Sunday, come Monday, who are they talking about? That's going to be what's important. That's where I want to steal the show.
And the thing that I give you credit for, and that I have been consistently critical of Canelo, for most of Canelo's career, he has fought A-level opposition and has always sought out the tough opposition. Now he's fighting a guy, Edgar Berlanga, that's a massive underdog that most people who know boxing would say he has little chance, where you're fighting arguably your biggest challenge in Merab, right? Merab is on a big roll. How do you see that, when you look at what you're facing compared to what Canelo's facing? Are you disappointed that he's not even going, giving you a better competition in terms of David Benavidez or somebody like that?
I would rather him be fight. I'm not sure who he's fighting. You just told me, but I can't remember, the name even now. I'm glad he's not fighting David Benavidez, because that's something I would like to sit down and watch. And, so I think it works out good. I think both nights are going to be very successful for both companies. But again, it's what happens in each fight. Do they go to the distance? I put Merab's lights out in spectacular fashion, the way I know I'm capable of doing, and the way I know it's going to play out. And I think Sunday, Monday, and the rest of that week, that's a very, very telling on what event was more exciting.
You last fight in your 20s, 29 years old, turned 30 in October. You've accomplished a great deal. Do you feel like as you get closer to 30 that you've hit that, that peak in terms of your physical maturity and your abilities? Like, are you now going to be on that stretch where you're riding the wave at the high level?
Yeah, I definitely think I don't know. I wouldn't say I'm there yet to where I've kind of like peaked off and I'm gonna ride that peak out for a little bit. I think I'm still getting there. Even when I was like 13, 14, 15, 16 years old, I never really felt like I kind of started maturing until I was like 22, 23, to where I feel like I was a late bloomer even. So I feel like I'm 30, 31, 32. I think I'm gonna really peak out and be able to ride that out for a few years. The way I'm eating, the way I'm sleeping, the way I'm taking care of my body, I think I'm going to be able to, really extend my prime.
Merab had a very impressive win over Henry Cejudo, but I think one of the things in his fight, he was getting hit by Henry Cejudo quite a bit in that fight. And, I always refer to you as a sharpshooter and a guy that, you usually don't miss when there is an opening there. Do you feel like there's going to be opportunity for you early in this fight to kind of take advantage of his stand-up?
Absolutely. I mean, depends how aggressive he wants to get. It depends how chaotic he wants to make it. Like that's where I find my openings. That's where I'm a sniper. So it all comes down to how Merab's going to come out. He's going to come out like a spaz, get knocked out early. He's going to come out slow, get knocked out, a little bit later. It just depends on how he comes out. I'm going to find his chin. There's no question in my mind. Will I hit Merab on the chin multiple times? If he can take it multiple times, but I'm going to find his chin 100%.
What did you make of what Dana said about, Merab posting the video of the cut? To me, I thought it wasn't the smartest idea, only because he's fighting a guy in you who's an accurate puncher, a sharp puncher, and now you have a target to shoot for, right? What did you make of that whole thing with him showing the cut? And, do you think there's any chance that cut will play a factor in this fight?
I am 100% going to open up that cut. Whether it's healed or not, that thing's going to – I don't know how much it can heal. I've never really had any bad cuts, so I'm not sure really but I'm going to be, that's the left side of his face. This right hand doesn't miss. So, it just adds. I think I'll probably accidentally hit his nose before I hit that cut. That nose just kind of takes up like 85% of his face. So I'm going to try to get around his nose and get to that cut. But Dana referring to him as one of the, I don't remember what he said, one of the stupidest people or beyond stupid or whatever he said was pretty accurate. I mean, the dude's just not that smart of a guy.
Yeah. One other thing I wanted to ask you about, I know you visited the Arizona Cardinals, and that was a fun thing for you. And kind of like, when you see the respect that you get from athletes in other sports, there was a video online I saw, and I can't remember who it was, but I saw it because I'm a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. Some of the Steelers players were talking about your fight coming up and wanting to see your fight and everything.
Damn.
Yeah. So, a lot of people talking about your fight. When you're getting that respect from other athletes, other professional athletes, NFL players, etc., what does that mean to you? And does that say anything to you about where you are in the sport right now?
Yeah, I mean, for me, NFL was my first love. The NFL was my first dream. That was the goal. As a young buck going into middle school, high school, that was the goal. Realized, I ain't gonna be in the NFL. So that kind of, but that was still my first love. So to see these NFL athletes be excited for my fights, or just any high level athlete be excited for my fight, it is cool. It's motivating. It's inspiring for me to keep doing what I'm doing. But I want to inspire other athletes to be their best self and to perform at a very high level. I think that's one of my biggest attributes is performing at a high level. And I give credit to my habits outside of fight camp. I'll party here and there once in a while, but realistically, I'm not fucking around too much. I'm doing what I need to do. I'm sleeping good. I'm eating good, and I'm taking care of my body. And, I'm chasing greatness. And, I think other athletes can see that. I mean, you don't get to this position without living like a champ. I've been living like a champion for, 5-6 years before I was champ, before I was in the top 15. I've been living like a champion for a long time. And now I'm here and it's being recognized, and it's a good feeling.
Can you take anything from other athletes? Like when you talk to the Cardinal players, right? Is there anything, training tips or resting, recovering, things that they can provide you that you can incorporate into what you do and help, even though you're in a different sport, help make you better?
I'm sure if we sat down and had more conversations, when I was there, it was very quick. Me and Kyler Murray talked about Call of Duty for a little bit, ran a couple routes, but we didn't really actually get to sit down and chat in that sense. So I'm sure there's, things that we could learn from each other if we actually sat down and have a conversation.
I'm going to end with this. I'm not one that usually likes to court controversy, but I'm going to ask you about this anyway, because I was surprised to see what's going on. What's the feud between you and Conor McGregor? Where's going on, and why all these pot shots back and forth?
I mean, it started on his side. Jealousy is not a great emotion. And I mean, that's the only thing I can think of. He's jealous, which sounds crazy. It's Conor McGregor. He's got millions of dollars. So do I. He's got a Lamborghini yacht. I don't, but I don't really want a Lamborghini yacht. But it's just it's like he's done so much in the sport, and now I'm coming up, and I've never done anything but praise him. and he's throwing pop shots at me left and right. So like I'm not gonna just be fucking take it and be like, yeah, you like. Well, I'd fight Conor. Like it's gotten to the point to where if he could actually have a little bit of discipline and get his weight under control, like we can meet at 155. But he's on steroids. He's way too big. He's huge right now. So it's just not realistic. But yeah, I mean it's negativity coming from him, and I'm not just gonna take it. So I'm gonna dish it out.
We can talk for a long time, but I know you got a lot of stuff going on today. September 14th, UFC Noche at the Spear. Suga Sean O'Malley, you don't want to miss it. Sugar, appreciate you, brother. Good luck to you.
Boom. Good chatting, brother. Peace.